So when it comes to designer, because this is all high level, okay, when it comes to designer, we have, okay, again, how many components for each to define each and every components or metadata, source analyzer, okay, warehouse designer, that is where you create your target table, okay, mapping designer and transformation developer, and then maplet designer. So out of all these things, right now we have touched only three parts. One is the source, target, and then mapping part. Okay, so in mapping we will create mappings. Okay, that is your actual ETL code development, which is called mapping, wherein we can place all the sources from where you want to read, and you can place your targets onto which you want to load. So in between, to develop the logics, and then you can use the transformations. Okay, they are the reusable ones where the pre-developed, pre-built code is there in the form of graphical objects. So that is the transformation high level. Okay, so source and target forget, because you will import the source, you will import the target, and then start using. So there will not be anything great in that one. Starting. So I'm in designer right now, and I'll go to mapping designer where I will. So one source importing, source or target importing is one time activity. Once the import, you don't need to do every time, because that is just a definition. So you already have there. So further, if you want to develop any logics, okay, you can start developing n number of mappings where you can start using the already pre-imported sources. Okay, so we have a folder here. Okay, so this is one of the simplest mapping. So after you create a workflow and then run it, source and then target, and this is your source qualifier transformation. So this is source definition, target definition, so which we are bringing from here directly. So all the sources will be here, all the targets will be here. Okay, and I'm just dragging, and in between whatever you keep, everything is called transformation. So there are two type of there are if you want to really classify, okay, in terms of the connections, okay, transformations are two types that I'm not going detail now. I will give a high level. So in terms of the connection, just listen only. Okay, two types. One is connected transformation and unconnected transformation. Anyway, we are not going to discuss right now what we are and when the topic comes, we will discuss detail. But in terms of the connection point, okay, there are two type of transformations. One is connected and unconnected. Okay, in terms of the type, okay, there are two types. One is called active and passive. So active passive. So this is will be discussing, okay, at least in today or tomorrow class, okay, and then this will be discussing in the later point. So mostly at end right now, because you don't know or we are not completed all the transformations, okay, at overall at end of the course we will come to know, okay, what is connected, what is unconnected, because these are the transformations, and then types active and passive. Okay, so everything we should know at end, but right now we'll just simply working, and the time comes when I explain you what is this, what is this. Okay, so today I'll go very detailed about source qualifier transformation. Okay, so you don't need to worry about the notes, because already have prepared the notes for you. Anyway, for the creating the mappings and all, we have already step by step documentation is there. Okay, this you have to get it actually. So this will have, this document will have the step by step, okay, whatever we are creating, whatever exercise we are going to do. So those exercises will be here. So starting will be all detailed about the architecture, okay, and all. So this is exclusively prepared, okay, to help people understand or to gear up the people for interviews actually. So this will have all varieties of the combination of, okay. So to create a mapping, what are the minimum things required? Okay, even to prepare data and how to create a ODBC connection. Okay, even before that, how to ensure that everything prerequisites. Okay, let's say database connection. Okay, and even if you don't have users created, how to create users and then how to unlock. So prerequisite, starting from the prerequisite. Okay, creating ODBC connection and creating a simple mapping, okay, and everything it will go like this. So this you can use for your lab exercise purpose, practice purpose, because everything is there in a step by step manner. Okay, and then this is for exercise purpose, and apart from this, so this document is a Bible for interview. Okay, so for everything, whatever, okay, generally we are going to discuss, for each and every, from every transformation point of view, okay, what are the various things we have? Let's say source qualifier. Okay, so what are the different questions we will get from the source qualifier? Okay, what are the properties we have in a source qualifier, and that complete, okay, every property of every transformation, and in every Informatica, every, for every topic. Okay, so I have given a detailed example. So this will help. So this 37 pages document, if you just take a printout in like a back and then 2 pages for, and it will become like a 10 pages. That will be a Bible for your interview. Okay, so if you want, I can share the soft copy also here. So this is what, okay, so now we are going to talk about source qualifier. So this will have every property and a description. So one liner descriptions people are asking, right? So this will have one liners of explanation to answer in an interview. Okay, so not very detailed one. If somebody asking, so whatever we are discussing, for that one example, one liner, okay, definition is there. So this is purely for interview purpose, can help. So that will help for the exercise. So this you have to get and then start using that, because that will be covered what we are discussing here. So don't need to worry about the notes writing and all. Okay, so now we are starting transformations now. Okay, and today we are talking, we'll go detailed about the source qualifier transformation. Okay, so what is source qualifier? We already know. Okay, so the source qualifier can help converting your database native data types to Informatica specific data types in a simple way. Okay, in other way, in a normal language, okay, it will qualify the data. It will qualify the data means what, from wherever it is coming, it will qualifies to process on Informatica, because everything will go from Informatica. Okay, so as soon as when you drag any source, okay, the source qualifier will be coming over here. This is the source definition, and then this is source qualifier. And this right now today, I am not going to do any complex logics, okay, but I will just read and load the data into target table. That's all. Okay. So apart from, okay, so I just, this is what we have done in the previous classes. So source I dragged and then I've taken it and then loaded into target. That's all. So now, if you go to source qualifier, yesterday I have created a workflow and then okay I just so if I go and run this, if I create a workflow for this and then run this mapping, we can see in the runtime okay how the data is getting extracted and loaded. So I'll create a simple workflow. So the same steps what we have done previously. This is for source qualifier purpose. For that mapping purpose I am creating. So this is a workflow. I am going to create a task. And this is the mapping I have created. I'll give a connection. So I'm doing fast because you already know what we have done. Okay, so this is the source qualifier and I'm planning to extract data from this particular table, and this is the target. I'm just planning to load data to this particular database, and these properties I'm making it normal truncate. So these two options I'll explain a bit later. This is what. So when I run this mapping, we know what is going to happen. You can see two SQLs. One is to read, because you are asking to read data from this particular table. Okay, Informatica will write some SQL because it is a database. Okay, to get the data from a database, we need a SQL only. The only way we can read data from a database is by writing SQL. So Informatica will generate a SQL for us, and these SQLs, what SQLs are generated, you can see here. Okay, in order to read data, so there is one select statement. You can see select all columns. Okay, from EMP SRC INF 51 table, it is writing SQL. And after reading, okay, so it will execute this SQL on the database, and as a result, you will get some 14, 15 records. And these records will get inserted into target. So how it is going to insert, you can see. Okay, it is going to put whatever information comes to load. It will read data from here, database. So it will take and then put here. That's all, simple. Okay, so now how this logic works, SQL generation and everything works. Okay, so the complete whatever SQL you have seen, so the generation, okay, the activity will be taken care by okay your source qualifier. Okay, so now when you double click this, so this is, if you see, there is nothing, there is no property activated. Whatever you have there, and you just drag here the source, because it just explains in database what is the exact table you have. So when it comes to source qualifier, okay, so we can see lot of different column name, table name, data type changes and all. Okay, and these are Informatica. This is a native Oracle database, and when you double click, transformation ports. Okay, so in Informatica, forget about source and target definition. So anything in a transformation, so this is the first transformation we are discussing, and every transformation, okay, whatever columns we keep in Informatica terminology, we call them as a ports. Okay, so ports are different types actually. So as you keep learning the transformations, you will come to know. Okay, but right now you can see two type of ports. One is I stands for input and O stands for output. Okay, I means port means nothing but a column. Input means, so this column will take input from the left side, and output means okay, it will give the value to the right side. Okay, output means always transformation throws the output to the right side. Okay, whoever is there, they will pick up. I means it will take the input from the left side. So always you will keep hearing about IO, input and output. Port is nothing but a column. And if you go to properties, there are so many properties. Now we are discussing this. Okay, so when you see here, whenever Informatica mapping runs, okay, whatever columns you have here, as per these columns, Informatica generate one SQL and then it will read it. Okay, so sometimes when you are reading data, so here we have not written any SQL, we have not written anything. So I imported a table, I just put here. I don't care about what type of select statement is required. Let's say I don't mind in, okay, in Oracle how to write a select statement, because Informatica is generating for us. Okay, even if it is a Teradata, you don't need to worry. Okay, you just import the table, it will generate the SQL specific to Teradata. If it is SAP, it will generate a ABAP code, okay, and to get the data. So that is how Informatica works. Okay, so that activity will be done at the source qualifier level. Okay, So then whatever comes, it will convert the data types and I'll give it to the right side. That is how it works. So now to help you to do other activities, in source qualifier we have different properties. Okay. So first we'll start with very simple. Okay. So now when you are reading data, okay, I want to pick up only some particular records. Means I want to apply filter. Filter is nothing but a where condition. Okay. So I want to read only employees whose salary is greater than 0. Or I want to read only employees whose department number is 10. Okay. So you can just go here. Okay. In case you want to only read that particular part of information. So go to source filter and then go here. You will see all the columns list left side available. Okay. And also we have, okay, you will see here left side ports, and also we have something called variables. So these are all called built-in variables. I will come to this later. Okay. So, but we have, sometimes we can use these variables also. So now I want to apply filter on a department number column. Okay. So just click it. Okay. And then say, since I am looking for department 10 records only, okay, you can just put a condition here. Okay. And say okay. What, you don't need to write any SQL or anything. Okay, just it is helping. No matter whether it is coming from a Teradata or SAP, my filter condition will be looking like this. Department number equal 10. Simple. Okay. So now I have created a mapping previously. I have created a workflow previously, and I have also created a session, and then I ran it. Everything was done. So now what happened? Same mapping, I went and made some changes. So I saved it. Okay, if I see in mapping, I have a change. What is this change? When reading data from a employee table, okay, I want to read only employees whose department number is 10. Okay, fine. Now, if I want to run, when I run this mapping, okay, how I'm planning to run the mapping? So there is a workflow session and all. Okay, so if I go and run, okay, it will run the old mapping. It will not run the latest run. Okay, so that's why whenever, if you already created a session, okay, and then already created a workflow, if you make any changes in the mapping, come to the session, okay, say right click and say refresh mapping. Okay, just come here and then refresh mapping. So whenever there are really changes, if at all it found any changes, so then you can see some yellow exclamatory mark. It means that there are some changes. Okay, then you can say save. Okay, just say Control S, then it will clean up. That's all. If you close, and if you don't have a problem, if you don't remember how to refresh and all, so just simply close complete repository manager and then reopen. Okay. So when you reopen, okay, even when you reopen also, these things will be coming over here. Okay. So now I change it. So now I can go and see in the database, okay, after running. So now I am running the mapping here. Okay, the same session is there, everything is there. I am running right now, and let me check in the database first. Okay, so this is one question or one topic where how to filter your data. Okay, but what is important you need to understand here is, okay, so it's very simple, but what I expect you to understand here is, so this is a mapping. So we add same mapping, okay, and source qualifier is there. Here we have some target. This is all very common. Okay, so previously, okay, it was reading data. Let's have 14 records here. This is your actual database. This is your actual target. This is your mapping. When I run the mapping, Informatica, we have seen some SQL, select star from EMP. See, my actual table is EMP SRC, but I will be referring as a EMP. Don't be confused. Okay, so rather than speaking the full table name, I am just saying EMP. Don't, and this is also EMP target. Okay, so table names, don't worry. When I say EMP, that everything is same. So when I run this mapping, first time when we see the mapping in the log file, you see select star from a table. So what it is doing, Informatica will have 14. This is your actual database. Okay, in SCART user Oracle database, and this is your target. It will fire this SQL statement on this database. You will get 14 records from here to Informatica server. So it will really come from here to Informatica server, and then it will go from here to here. Means programmatically, it is coming to Informatica server, and then it is going here. Now, when I put this filter, so now we have kept some filter condition, that is nothing but a where condition, and to only load department number 10 records. Okay, you can see only there are 10, 10, 10, 3 records, department 10 records are loaded. Means we can see right now, if I go and see the log file of this mapping, previously we have seen, okay, one normal SQL, select star from till this table we have. Since you have applied a filter condition, Informatica took your condition and applied as a where condition. It didn't ask you to write anything. So it is automatically, the code, SQL code has been generated by Informatica itself. You can see from EMP SRC INF51 where, okay, department number equal 10. Okay. So how this is working right now? So this is what you need to understand technically. So that's very simple. It is normal people knows. But I want you to expect practically when I am writing this. So there is a where condition applied. Okay, so out of 14, we have 14 records, but since you have put a where condition, how many records are coming from here to here? Only 3 records. Previously 14 records are coming from the database to here, but right now there are only 3 records coming. So if you apply any filter or a where condition in the source qualifier here, so this will become a SQL. So when it is reading data from the database, okay, from where it is, okay, it will only read what is the database, okay, from where it is, okay, it will only read what is the required records which you are asking here. So department number equal to 10, only those records will be coming. Previously 14, so now 3. So where condition in source qualifier is nothing, filter in a source qualifier is a nothing but where condition. So technically it will read only where condition, where it is going to be fired. It is going to be fired on database. Okay, this is the SQL, and this SQL will be fired on the database, and then what is the result you will get from the database will go to Informatica. So now, because why I am specifying, there is another topic will come there in interview, there will be a comparison come. That's why I understand here. Source qualifier where condition will be fired on the database, okay, and then it will output will get into your database. This is everything. Whenever anything you do in a source qualifier, so that all, okay, will be coming into form of SQL, and those SQLs will be fired on the database. So let's say I have a table here. Fine. Okay, this is very easy, simple. You can how to put a filter condition. So if you want to put one more filter condition, you can say and, okay, or any RDBMS specific SQLs, whatever you have, so that you can type it over here. That's, it is very simple. So now generally department number, if I keep, it will only bring less number of records. So that's why I will just keep a condition which is salary greater than 0. So it will bring many records. So my condition right now is salary greater than 0. That is a filter or a where condition done. Now, if you want, when you are reading data from a database, I want to read data in a particular sort order. Okay, so the first property is filter. Okay, I will give the points one by one later. So now sort. So how to sort data? Okay, so this property just now you have seen. So we have one more property here, okay, which is called number of sorted ports. What is number of sorted ports means? Okay, simple. So here also. So now I don't know how to write a so because this is helping you to generate SQLs, okay, without you writing the SQL. That's why Informatica ETL tool means you don't need to learn the database, all the databases. If my database is Teradata or Oracle, whatever I am doing, I'll be doing in the same way. Okay, and rest, okay, for Teradata, what kind of SQL, for Oracle, what kind of SQL will be written by Informatica itself. Okay, so now, what is number of sorted port means? In case you want to sort the data, what is sorting in Oracle? How to sort the data in Oracle? Order by. Okay, so you can say order by, and then you can specify ascending or descending. Okay, so here also same thing. So if you want to sort on any particular column, we'll do in a different way. One is number of sorted ports. Go to ports here. So let's say right now I want to sort on employee number column. Okay, so I have one column here, and I'm going to number of sorted ports. Right now it is 0. 0 means currently we are not sorting on any of the column. So I'll say 1. So it means that I'm planning to sort on one column. But which column it will sort right now? In the columns list, whichever first number is there, since you mentioned 1, okay, it will go and sort on the first column. Okay, so I'll show the other complexity in the next iteration. I just changed it. So I have a filter and I also have a sort. Okay, so we have selected number of sorted ports 1. So to see that how it works, I am going to refresh this. So you don't need to worry about your output, because if you can see SQL here itself, you can find out. Okay, you can see from this and order by employee number. Okay, so now this is very easy. Okay, now if I go and say number of sorted ports 2, okay, so what it will do, it will go and sort on 2 columns. 1, 2 columns. Okay, number of sorted. So this is very elementary thing, nothing great. But the question will be, I want to sort on department number and employee number. Okay, so actual typical tricky question is, I want to sort on department number column and then employee number column. So what should I say? See, number of sorted port means how many number of columns you are planning to sort. So 1 and 2. So if I say 8, because department number is the 8th position, it will sort on all 8 columns. So it is not good. So even we have a solution for this. Okay. So since I want to, always it will go and sort on first number of columns, whatever is listed there. If I say first 2 columns, it will sort. That's why you can move around these columns. Let's say I am going to move this department number to here. Okay, and then employee number here. Okay, employee number, employee name, job, manager, and then. So now how many columns we have right now? If I say 2 here, so we have first 2 columns, department number and employee number. So now if I go and run it, it will sort on department number and employee. So this will be actual question. The previous ones are normal questions. Okay, so this, so now every time if I want to see how Informatica is going to generate SQL, and then because if I see SQL, I can confirm that okay, it is reading data that way, so I can guarantee that data because it will just take and load it. So you don't need to verify every time. Even without running, if you want to verify, if I run this mapping, what kind of SQLs will be generated even without wasting the time. Okay, so whenever you have here, just go to properties. Here we have one property called SQL query. Just go here and then click here. Okay, say just select on generate SQL. Okay, when you run the mapping, what kind of SQLs are going to generate? Those SQLs, okay, you can generate and see here. Okay, right now, since I have chosen two columns in the first, and then we have already okay where condition. So now you can see order by okay department number, okay, sorry, department number and employee number, and salary greater than 0. So that all that you can see verify here without rerunning and wasting the time. Okay, so right now you have seen two things, filter and then number of sorted ports order by. Okay, you can choose if anybody asking 3 columns, 4 columns, you can rearrange your columns and then you can do that. It's not a issue. Okay, then so I can move back to here or you can keep it. So there is nothing okay wrong in having any column any place. Okay, as long as column names are same, no problem. Now the second one is okay, so we have one more property called distinct. We have seen where condition, that is a filter, and we have seen already have the descriptions in the previous document. You can refer here because I don't want to type again. And select distinct. What is distinct? Okay, again it is a general topic. Generally, what is distinct? What is the, in which case you will use distinct? To remove the duplicates in a simple way. So this is a big topic and very important for you. Okay, so now in order to show you that, okay, so number of sorted posts and all you can ignore it because we already seen it how it is working. I'll say 0, okay, and then I have a where condition, let it be no problem. Okay, now I am going to look for select distinct. So now to prepare some dummy data and then see how the things works. Okay, so we already have this table, EMP 51 is the table I have. So we have 14 records here. So what I am doing, I am preparing some dummy data into this table. Okay, so this preparation of the data also is there in the notes. Okay, you can just refer. So, but here try to understand. So this is one thing, and I am putting one more. Okay, so this is the data I have. Okay, and Now what I want here is, okay, so this data I am planning to load into target. Okay, so you see I have two employee numbers. See 747369, okay, is appearing 2 times, and 7499 is appearing 2 times, and remaining all same. So what I want to read only one record for one employee number. Okay, so now what should I do? So think in SQL point of view, then Informatica will be easy. So select distinct. Okay, so fine, I'll go and use distinct. So tell me, somebody should be ready with answer whether this is correct or not. So this is a test for your SQL. I want all the details, not only employee number. See, if I say distinct employee number, you will get only I want all the records, and then but one record for one employee number. So when I say all the columns I want, but one record for one employee number. Because they tell you why this is required. I am reading data and loading into target table. In target table, my employee number is a primary key. So can we insert two records into primary key? We cannot. So that's why read. When you are reading, I want to insert only one record. Okay, I want to read one record for one employee number. Okay, so now, so distinct, okay, one column you cannot say, so you have to say all the columns. So what it will do, if I say this, so this will help you to understand what is a distinct actually. What a distinct will do, distinct will still do, it will remove the duplicates. But what kind of duplicates it will remove? In this case, I used a distinct. Okay, if you go and see, you will see how many columns, how many employees are duplicated here. 7369 is duplicated, 7499 is duplicated. Okay, and if you go and see here 7369, how many 7369s we have here? Let me order by will come to. So how many 7369? I used a distinct here, and how many 7369s we have here? 1. And how many 7499s we have here? So what do you understand from this? It is not, it is a basic SQL fundamental, not even the ETL. If you know what is distinct will do. Yeah, so comparing all the records, okay, in a simple, in a ETL data housing terminology or a technical terminology, what you can say, distinct will eliminate row duplicate. When you talk about the it is very important in data housing. Interview purpose, practical, your life, because 30% of your work I see you really involved in these kind of activities only. Okay, so distinct will eliminate row. There are two type of duplicates. Okay, so one is row duplicate and one is a column duplicate. What is the row duplicate means? When your entire row is identical. So if you see 7369, this record and this record is completely identical. There is no change at all. Okay, so this is where the difference. Learning course is different. Applying the things which you learn in the practical scenario in a problem solution is different. I think everybody knows distinct. Distinct means you will put some distinct and then you will write it. Okay, but where exactly it is required here is, okay, it will not solve all the problems, it will only solve few problems. Okay, so now this is called row duplicate because your entire row is duplicated. Okay, both end, this record and this record is completely identical, there is no change. So distinct will eliminate these kind of duplicates. Whatever results we have, if the two records are completely identical, it will suppress to one. Okay, and these kind of duplicates are column duplicates. We have one column duplicated, but other values are different. When I say duplicates, okay, so here this column is having, okay, this column is important for me, but in this column we have duplicate, but all other values are different. it will not eliminate these kind of duplicates, which are called column duplicates. So mostly we'll have this kind of problem. Okay, so now, but I don't care whether you have a row duplicate, whether you have a column duplicate. When I'm reading and loading data to target, in my target employee number is a primary key. Even it is a this duplicate, it will not support because it will fail. Even this kind of duplicate, it will fail. But I want a query, okay, which will help me to read only one unique record for one employee number. That is what my problem here. I want a solution for that. Okay, so that we'll see in next 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, but first I am talking only about the distinct. So when I say distinct, okay, because I'll tell you 80% of the people will answer I have some duplicates. Okay, if I give a scenario, people will tell me that I use a distinct. Okay, so now if I use a distinct, it is going to help only some set of duplicates. It can help. Okay, if I go and see what it will do, even without running, I'm showing you SQL. You can see select star. Okay, before we have a distinct. Select to distinct all columns. Okay, from this table where if you don't want where condition, you can remove it, because since we have already where condition, we have a distinct. It is combining them. If you remove the where condition, it will remove this part. Okay, so distinct. So now we know what kind of elimination it will do when you use a distinct. It will eliminate the row duplicates. Okay, because if you see the SQL, this is the output, it will read and then load it. So that's why I'm not going to run. Okay, distinct will eliminate. Okay, so even though if you have only this kind of duplicates, distinct always can help to eliminate this kind of duplicates wherever this kind of duplicates are there. But in data warehousing, I do not suggest to use distinct at any cost. Okay, what is the distinct going to do? Let's say I don't have this scenario. I have only this scenario. Your distinct will help. Okay, because all the columns are there. But still I don't recommend distinct, because using distinct is a crime actually in a database. The reason is it will create a lot of performance issues. What is the distinct actually? It is going to eliminate row duplicates. It is in order to identify row duplicates, what it will do? It will sort your employee data on all the columns. If you have 200 columns in your SQL, it will sort all 200 columns, because I want to find out all the columns are, wherever all column values are same, to find out if I sort data in employee table in all the columns, then only I can find out. Okay, if I keep 7369 here and then it will not work. So generally, how the sorting algorithms or duplicate algorithms works in a database or any data processing engine, always it will compare current and previous records. Okay, 736 and 736, both are same, it will say that it is duplicate. In order to do that, first it will sort all the data. Even if you write any distinct operation here, let's say distinct. Okay, see table access full, and then it will say hash. It is going to, since you are using distinct, it is using a hash algorithm, it is going to sort and all that it is going to do. It is very problematic query actually. So generally don't do. If you have 200 columns, okay, it will sort on all 200 columns and then it will compare and then find out. So that's why don't use it. Okay, two things I am talking here. First of all, what is distinct you should know. What is distinct? If you use a distinct in Informatica, it will put a distinct, it will help you to eliminate row duplicates. That is the statement 1. But do you suggest to use it? We are not suggest to use it. Okay, now what is the other, which one will not, even, okay, there is other category of the duplicates. What are those? Column duplicates. Your distinct will not help. So now I am not saying to use distinct, and also I have another problem, which is a column duplicate. Okay, so what is the best way? Okay, in case whatever type of duplicate it is, okay, without using distinct and all, we'll see right now. Okay, so now so far we are seeing, okay, filter, sorted boards, and then distinct, and we are just putting the option here, and just it is going to execute there. That's all. Okay, now there is no control for me, okay, to write my SQL here. So I'm just selecting the options here, and then Informatica is going to write its own SQL, okay, because if I just go and see here, it is writing its own SQL as per the distinct, as per the where, and as per this order by, and preparing the SQL, and it will fire that SQL on the database, it will read it, okay, and we are loading it. That is what happening. But so now I have a scenario. What scenario? This is the scenario. I have a duplicates here, and a distinct will not help, but I have my own SQL, so I can write my SQL, and which can give you unique record, okay, for every employee number. What is that? That is my SQL, okay, that is called custom SQL. So far Informatica is generating the SQL, but this time, okay, Informatica is not helping me to do all whatever problems I have. So I want to write my own SQL. I have that SQL. So what SQL? So this is the best SQL always you can use to eliminate the duplicates whenever any type of duplicates. Okay, I think I'm going to use analytical function here. So this is normal SQL, you know. Select all columns, start from this table. Okay. So here I am writing one function row underscore number. I will explain you this function, okay, after showing you how it works. So this is one of the very useful query for you, solve so many problems. Okay. See how many regards do you see? 7369. Now what are the regards? Are actually 7369 7499. 7369. How many are there? 1. 7499 1. Okay, we have purely one record, okay, for one employee. So this is the best query, even whatever type of duplicates are there, okay, to identify the to find out the duplicates and then read only duplicates. So this query help in two ways. One is if you want only unique records, you can write this way. If you want only duplicate records, okay, you can write this way. So this will be both questions in interview, both problem scenarios in data warehousing. This query will give you only unique records. This query will give you only duplicated records. There are two duplicates, right? 7499 and 7369. So these are the two duplicates, and this is only unique. So now, how many of you understand this analytical function? Okay. So what is analytical function means? I'll give you. So these are specially designed analytical. The name itself analytic. OLAP means analytics. Okay, analysis. So these functions are designed only for, okay, specially data warehousing purpose. Okay, started from Oracle 8 onwards, they are introduced. Okay, so this is one of the analytical functions. Like this, there are big. If you can understand one function, because so they are very, very, very useful commands. It will solve so many of your problems, because if you go outside, especially if you go attend Oracle interview, there are so many questions, 120 questions, all complex questions. Okay, you will be keep writing so many SQL. But if you know these functions, you can solve lot of problems in a easiest way. Okay. So now, okay, so now he says analytical function, you know, like generally how it works actually, analytical function. So this is the one function I am writing here. So just to give, so this is all columns, normal columns, and this is your function, analytical function, like you sum, min, max, how you write in the same way. So this is a function row underscore number. Like this, we have a function